Hi and welcome back to my video. This video is continuing the Wyatt Erp Tombstone movie costume that I made for my brother. This will include the shirt and the pants. For the shirt I used pattern McCall's 2233. It's a chef coat. This pattern consists of the front two pieces, the back piece, a sleeve piece which is actually two pieces, and the cuffs, which I eventually changed the cuffs later on, as well as a collar piece. Here I'm just cutting out all those pieces in some poly cotton white fabric. For the collar and cuffs, I do cut out some interfacing as well. For the shirt, I take the front seam of the shirt about an inch and fold it over on itself. I will pin the top of it and sew that little section down. I am actually creating the button placket for this shirt. With that inch sewn down, I go ahead and clip my corners and clip the curve, and then I will fold it out right inside out, so that way that raw seam is encased in that folded over area. And then it will get turned over, and that will become my button placket later on, and I will stitch this down as well. With the front pieces done, I go ahead and attach those to my back piece by the shoulders. For the collar, I took some sew-on interfacing and attached it to one of my collar pieces. And then I took the second piece and attached it to the collar as well, making sure the interfacing was on one of the outsides, so when I flip it, it will be sandwiched in between those two pieces. And I do trim off that extra seam allowance so it makes it flipping out easier. And then I will fold that right side out. To attach the collar to the shirt, I take the outside of the collar and attach that to the collar of the shirt only. The other side will cover the raw edges, and I will hand stitch that down later. And then I will go ahead and iron up that seam up into the collar, and then fold over the inside of the collar. That extra material, I will fold it over and make a clean edge. And then I'll tack that down with some small whip stitches. To make the little folds on the collar, the top of the collar, I go ahead and use my iron, fold those down, and then I will tack those down by hand. For the sleeves, I take the two pieces and I will sew them up where it's indicated on the pattern. And give it a good press on that seam. And since the side seams have not been attached yet, it makes the sleeve go on real easy. I just match up the sleeve to my armhole and then I will sew that in place. And now I can go ahead and attach the side seams and the underarm seam together. All I do is match up the armpit seams and then I will pin the rest of the way up and the rest of the way down, and then I will sew. For the end of the sleeve, or where the cuff is attached, there is some raw material there because it created a V, so that way the cuff could be closed with buttons. So all I do is cover that raw edge with some white bias tape. Here is where I changed the cuffs to just a regular straight old cuff. I cut 4 pieces the length of my sleeve cuff. And I do add some interfacing into these cuffs to keep their shape. And I will sew these on the 2 short sides and the 1 long side. And just like I did the collar, I go ahead and clip the corners, and I will cut down the seam allowance as well and flip them right sides out. And then I will go ahead and attach these to the sleeves just like I did the collar, where I attached the outside of the cuff to the sleeve itself, leaving the inside of the cuff open. That way I can go ahead and flip it over on the raw edge and make it a clean seam. And just like the collar, I'll hand stitch that down. To finish off the hem, I just took some more of that white bias tape, attached it to the bottom, folded it up, and sewed it down. Then I made my placement for my buttons, which was about 2 inches apart from each other, and then created my buttonholes as well. To finish off the cuffs, I did the same thing as the front of the shirt, created my buttonholes, and sewed on my buttons. And with that, the shirt is done. Now on to the pants. For the rest of the costume, I used McCall's pattern 8185. It's the Willy Wonka generic pattern with a few alterations. For the pants, it consists of the front piece, the back piece, pockets, a waistband, and a fly. And for the pants, I purchased this black suiting material. For the pants, I had to reference the instructions quite a bit because I've never done a zipper fly pant before. And for the waistband, it does have an interfacing layer in between just so it keeps its stability. So here I am actually ironing it on since it's fusible interfacing. So the first set of instructions say, stitch front sections together at center front between large circle and notch. It's below the fly where that starts and about 1 inch down is where I'm going to be sewing between these two pins. And now it says turn in right front opening edge along fold line. Place closed zipper face up under right front opening edge, placing zipper stop at square and zipper teeth close to press edge and baste. Here one side was supposed to be smaller than the other, so I'm just clipping that extra off. But basically it says attach the zipper to the side without the extra material. Now it says fold right fly, wrong sides together along fold line, press base raw edges together. And that is that little fly that covers the zipper on a normal pair of pants. Now the instructions say with right sides up, pin right fly to wrong side of right front opening edge under zipper. Matching squares as shown, base close to edge of right front. Basically it's saying take that strip of fabric that we just created to a tube, put it underneath the zipper and baste it down, basically creating a modesty panel for the zipper. Now it's saying finish curved edge of left fly self-facing. Turn left fly facing to inside along center front and press. That's that extra piece of fabric that we left on that one side when I'm top stitching it down. Now we're going to top stitch the free side of the zipper to the other side of the pants, and we will have a working zipper then. And now I'm going to finish the crotch on the front side of the pants by sewing up the rest of the way. With the front of the pants done, now I'm going to go ahead and sew up the darts on the back side of the pants. Here I'm just using my chalk and the pattern to create the outline of it. And so I don't have extra bulk or issue with I did not backstitch the dart, I went ahead and tied it off, as well as gave it a good press. And then I joined up the back center seam and sewed that up as well. And now for the pockets, which is basically like any pocket, I just use my pattern piece and put it to the corresponding places on my pants, back and front. And with the pockets in place, I go ahead and attach the front and the back all together and sew up the side seams. For the top of the pants, I actually matched up where the pockets meet from the front and back, and I pinned that together, and I will actually stitch the top of it to keep those together so I can add the waistband. And what the instructions say is to turn pocket toward front base, the upper edge of pocket to pants. And also, before adding the waistband, I went ahead and top stitched where the pockets are so everything stays in place. And now we have working pockets. For the waistband, it's just a basic waistband. I fold it in half, iron it down, and then one edge I fold it in about a ½ inch, iron that down. The unfolded edge will be stitched to the waistband of the pants, matching right sides to right sides. For the short edges of the waistband, I go ahead and fold those in, and then I push all the seam allowance up into the waistband and fold the excess, the free edge of the waistband over to cover that raw edge. And then I will hand whip stitch that down in place. And the legs of the pants will just get a simple rolled hem. And then I will add a button and a buttonhole to the waistband, and the pants are done. So now we got 3 out of the many pieces done for this costume. Next time I upload, it will be the vest and the tie. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time. Bye!